the Toxic Avenger. The first.
So this is actually kind of odd. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video. Again, I apologize to anybody that's recently subscribed to me, and to those who have, thank you very much for subscribing. I'm always trying to upload as much as I can, but you know, tight schedules, family lives, things like that, it's kind of nearly impossible to do so. Plus also the fact that the things that I find out does piss me off to the point where I'll probably have a nervous breakdown in the middle of recording. So the outage yesterday for Xbox, yeah, once again it's happened again, and it's already raised a lot of questions to a lot of different types of people. You know, a lot of people that are concerned about certain, you know, subjects and matters that I've been talking about for the past, since 2014, I guess 10 years ago. It's been 10 years ago since the last time I've talked about things like this, where my concern over ownership of so said media, whether it's physical or even digital for that matter, and how because of the complacency and the retardedness of a lot of people in the gaming community, it's not going to get any better because people just don't seem to remember at the time what happens when things like this occur. You know, the whole outage with Xbox, and it's not just Xbox, PlayStation's gone through it too. What is it I need to do, or how can I possibly convince you that free-to-play games are primarily the cause to these issues? Why it is that the gaming industry is not apologetic. They never hold themselves accountable for anything that occurs. When it comes to video games, nobody seems to think about the content of the game or the ownership of the game or any legalities that may be attached to certain games. Guys, look, whenever you buy a game, you never so much as even think about it, because we shouldn't have to. You go in to buy a video game because you just want to play it, right? You're not going in there to do anything special or particular with it. You're just going to the store and buying a fucking game so you can play it. Certain types of games, I'm not saying all of them, but certain types of games, certain types of titles, they always have that terms of agreement, that little disclosure, that if you don't agree to it, you can't play the game. I don't know if any of you have actually tried this. I have. I've actually had to create a fake account on both my consoles, on PlayStation and Xbox, where I wanted to see if it was a probability that you can still play the game regardless of whether or not you agree to their effing terms. And I'm not gonna say which game, but immediately it shows up with that stupid pop-up window of agree to the terms and policies and blah blah blah, you know, all that legality, all that legal BS. And I actually hit disagree, and it wouldn't let me play. I had already paid for the effing game, and because, thank goodness, I actually went through the trouble of finding out, since none of you will, turns out that when you hit disagree, it won't let you play the game. It's locked. It's locked behind that little agreement, and that's not even such a little thing to begin with. I've already said in my past videos that I've actually read, and I didn't read all of these pages because it's pretty much like closely to reading the instructions to a piece of IKEA furniture. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute. It doesn't really add up to anything that is substantial, to any kind of legalities that should prohibit you or hinder you from owning, accessing, or playing so said title or game. Now, with the outage yesterday on the Xbox, like I said, there's tons and tons of videos already showing up everywhere about all these YouTubers saying, well, you know what, this has once again raised concerns. This has never been a new concern for me, guys. This has always been my main concern, because you're not getting these things for free. They're not out there doing you a favor. They're not buying the content for you. They're not giving it away for free. You actually pay for these things. You're doing them a favor by you buying their game and using their live service and their effing free-to-play games, and even the games that require a forced online connectivity in order to access that crap you paid for. Now, who's at fault here? Because I'm not just putting the blame on these publishers or these development studios. I'm not, because it's just one thing for them, but they're not in power. They're not the ones in complete and total power of what is done with these games. We all give them that power to create a dictatorship of video games. A tyranny of, well, guess what? You bought this for $30-something. Well, unless you are, you have an internet connection and a subscription, you can't play or access these things. I've said this over and over again, and nobody effing listens. I don't know if it's because I'm a little too extreme in my language. I don't know if it's because I'm not eccentric enough in my language, or I'm not even more, whatchamacallit. I'm not a dictionary that uses these big words like digress and every other word that all these YouTubers have come up with. I don't give a fuck if I'm using sailor language right now, the whole layman's language that I use. I'm trying to make it as simple as I possibly can when it comes to explaining to everybody that the gaming industry is a real enemy right now. And they're gonna pit us against each other. Sony with PlayStation and Microsoft with Xbox. Sony has exclusives. Microsoft bought this studio. Sony's having a problem with that. Microsoft would like Sony to use it. I mean, they're gonna pit us against each other, but they're basically the same effing entity. They're the enemy. Microsoft and Sony don't give a flying fuck about the gaming community. We are the ones that have given all those assholes billions of dollars in yearly console, controller, video game, content, DLC sales. We have given these people billions of dollars yearly, and they act like we owe them by what happened yesterday. There was not even an explanation from Microsoft over the outage yesterday. They didn't even bother to say, hey guys, you know what? Our bad, we're sorry. We're gonna try to make this up to you as best as we can. They haven't even so much as even gone as far as, hey, you know what? Here's a DLC for whatever game you want on us. Not even that. Not that I'm expecting any handouts or anything. On the contrary, the only handouts I'm expecting is more subscribers so that I can get monetized and possibly even have a louder voice, so that way I don't have to worry about this crap. But at the same time, you know what? Nobody's holding these companies accountable. Nobody. No one has so much as even tried dealing. I can't do it myself for reasons I can't discuss right now, but I'm pretty sure everybody else can get a consumer rights lawyer and sue the crap out of these, at least one developing studio or publisher, to set the bar. Because that's what we need. At least one studio or publisher needs to get their asses kicked royally in legal terms. Because they're not going to stop disrespecting us. Because they think that we're just pushovers. Because they think that we'll just eat whatever shit they put on a spoon and feed it to us. And unfortunately, here's the bad part about the whole thing, is that they're not wrong. They actually know that the rest of us will actually eat the crap they feed us. And the proof, you got your First Descendants, for example. That game was barely was released, yesterday? And then the Xbox servers crash? Despite the fact that there's been lots of people saying, hey, you know what, guys, the traffic for that game is going to be enormous. And it was enormous. It was a lot of people downloading the game and getting ready to log in and play the game. It crashed. I know for a fact that that's what it is, because I was one of those morons. But here's the thing about it. If the game's developer or studio in Korea ever hears this video, or ever watches this video, I have a piece of advice. You want to make a landmark game? Do yourself and everybody a favor. Make it single player offline, online optional multiplayer. If you do that, I guarantee you that your game will be timeless. It'll be part of a legacy collection that most of us are trying to build. And by legacy, that means physical media, a disc that is right there in our bookshelves. A lot of people right now are striving to spread the message about the benefits of physical media and the disadvantages of digital only. But here's the thing. It's not just the fact that it's digital only that's the problem. I have digital titles. I do. I have digital titles on both my Xbox and my PlayStation, and I'm not saying which generations because I've already said that I have all of them. But here's the thing. You can buy yourself a digital copy of SOSAD game that doesn't require a forced connectivity in order to play, like a single player or a co-op couch game or anything like that. But since the outage last time, I've been seeing a lot of people complaining about, well, not complaining because they had every right to, discussing the fact that a lot of their digital media was inaccessible. If you don't know what that word means, it means you can't play it or touch it or use it or access to it. That's what that means. A lot of people that went through this, including myself, I didn't even bother to check because I don't want to go through the frustration. But look, I'm going to give you some steps to find out if a game is actually worth keeping or even worth playing. First off, physical. Get physical. Get physical. If these developing studios and publishers don't bother making it into a physical copy, I wouldn't even bother buying it. Not even in digital. Unless you can't find it in physical at all. And then there's assholes that are trying to charge 3 times of what the game is actually worth. Then you have no other choice. And these game industries know that also for a fact. But try to install these games on either your PS5 or your Xbox Series X, Xbox One, or PS4. Try to install these games without the need of internet. Try to disconnect your console from the internet. So that way you can find out whether or not you can access that game without an internet connection. If that game works without internet connection, then that's a keeper. But if that game so much as even says can't sign in and won't even let you pass the starting screen, get rid of it. Throw it, toss it, sell it, return it, get a refund. Don't bother. When it comes to games like that, don't even bother. Just take it back or give it away or throw it in the trash because that's where your money's going anyways. And I think it's enough. Enough is enough. And you know what? One of the things that I recommend that everybody do right now is that whatever free-to-play games you have going on right now, whether it's Roblox or Fortnite or the First Descendant or Destiny or anything like that, you know what? You might as well just delete them from your hard drive right now. Because after those servers are closed or whatever, or another blackout occurs on the PlayStation again or on the Xbox again, and you want that fix to play that game, but guess what? You can't play it because you have to be connected to the internet, and also sometimes, depending on the game, you have to have a subscription. Fuck them. Erase it. Delete it. Because the more we keep coming back to these games, the more we're giving them the reason to keep pulling this shit on us. We already have rumors, guys, of a PlayStation 7 already planned out to be all digital. All digital. Which means no disc drive. Which means no legacy games whatsoever. And the same goes for Xbox. They have that devious plan and how they're always making fun of it and stuff. It's not funny. They are going the Klaus Schwab way. You'll be a lot happier if you don't own anything. So, like, okay, so you'll be a lot happier not owning anything. What about them? Multi-billionaires that have mansions and cars and all these other things. Would they be happier not owning anything? I sincerely doubt it. Why should we be any less important than all these assholes?
It doesn't have to be
I think it's time that everybody stop playing their free-to-play bullshit games that require an internet connection and or a subscription to a console and go back to playing your single-player games, because that's as good as it gets, guys. And we need to stop buying into this crap. The games may look cool. Maybe some people are tired of playing the same old single-player offline stuff, but you know what? I'd rather be bored knowing that it's there and it's mine than be victimized and having some effing developing studio or publisher saying that I can't play my fucking game unless I have their permission. Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay? That's what I think of them, and that's what I would say to their face. I would say, fuck you, you need us more than we need you. So don't give us that crap. You give us our fucking game, shut the fuck up and be happy that we're actually playing it. That's what I think, guys. I don't know. I sound rude. I'm sorry, not sorry. Because I'm done with tolerating all this bullshit. I'm done having to pretend like I'm not really affected by this crap. Because in one way or the other, we all will be affected by this crap. In one way, in one form or the other, we will all be affected by this crap. So, I don't know. What do you think? Are you right now buying legacy games? Are you going out of your way, visiting pawn shops and thrift stores, checking your eBay to see if anybody's selling any physical copies of that one game that you have nostalgic memories from? I don't give a shit if you're a fucking Generation Z or anything. I'm not talking to your fucking generation. You guys are a bunch of losers anyways. I'm talking to everybody else. I'm talking to people that actually give a crap. Are you going to continue buying physical copies, making a legacy of these games because they're trying to kill it? Or are you just gonna go the way to the dodo and just continue to be complacent with all these Klaus Schwabs of the gaming industry? Let me know what you think. Are you gonna be buying physical, or are you gonna continue buying into that whole free-to-play, digital only, can't play the game unless you have a subscription or a connectivity? Personally, I'm done with that free-to-play crap. I'm done. That's it for me. I'm uninstalling the First Descendant from my PlayStation, and I'd rather play anything else other than that, because I know that it's right there for me, and it's mine, and nobody can take that away from me, unless they try to break into my house, in which case they'll be dead even before they make it to my fucking room. So, that was my 2 cents, and, just fight the good fight, guys. Peace out.
The Toxic Avenger is coming to your town. Look out.